How to get your first wholesaling real estate deal in under 2 weeks. What is up, guys? Zach in here.
Rick in here.
And in today's video, we want to give you a complete guide on the fastest, most efficient, effective way to get your first wholesaling real estate deal. If you're a beginner, or heck, you might be stuck and you might need a mental reset on how to get your first wholesaling real estate deal, this is going to be the exact step-by-step video on what to do, how to do it, and really how to break free from the struggles you're having in wholesaling real estate. The honest truth is a lot of people are struggling starting out, and it's not just you, right? You know, a lot of people want to blame the market. I say you got to blame the marketing. And really what we're going to do is show you exactly how to effectively do this the right way so you can go out here and have wholesaling real estate success. So let's go out here and let's talk about exactly how to get started. So the first part about getting started in this business is first and foremost knowing, what is wholesaling real estate, right? We got to understand what this business is before we can actually start getting rich and really getting deals. And that's the first part. So let's kind of talk about the first part. What is wholesaling real estate? Well, again, wholesaling real estate is the process of writing up a contract to buy a house, then selling that contract to a rich landlord or house flipper for profit. That's what wholesaling real estate is. We've been doing this for a while, and we understand this. This is as simple as the business is. We write up a contract to buy the house, and we can get out of the contract no matter what. Like if we have an inspection period, that's our get out of jail free clause. And basically, we write up the contract to buy it from someone who wants to sell it. Then we sell it to a rich landlord or a house flipper for a profit, and we get a check. And that's the point. And so everyone's watching this video, right? And they want to actually get cash, right? They want to get a check in the next 30 days of $20,000, $25,000. Let's talk about this. It's called wholesaling real estate. This is your ticket. This is how you're going to get there, right?
Yeah, you know what? I believe most people way overcomplicate this business. Coaches, gurus, whatever you want to call them, way overcomplicated because then you're more dependent on them and then they have to spoon feed you once you exchange dollars for it. Guys, if you want to get anything done in life, just break it down and make it as simple as possible because it's manageable and it's doable. The real question is, are you going to execute? So once you understand what wholesaling is, which is locating motivated sellers and basically pitching them with a go for no offer and then selling your contracts to cash buyers, that's it. You just got to formulate a plan to do this consistently and be disciplined. That's it. We don't teach speculation. I don't teach you how to go on market with realtors to do it. Can you use realtors? Yes, but I'm just telling you off market deals, direct to seller, and get deeply discounted properties. That's all it is.
Exactly. So you might be asking, if you're brand new, maybe your uncle sent you this, maybe your aunt, whoever, right? Your buddy. Who are these guys talking? Why should I listen to them? What are they trying to sell me at the end of this, right? That's probably another question you get, why listen to us, right? And so really, if anyone wants to ask why to listen to us, I just kind of show them the checks. There's not one person on the internet in wholesaling real estate that has more checks of successful people who got in their first deal than me and Rick. That's it. These are all people that paid me $0, and they basically learned on YouTube, our free real estate wholesaling course, of exactly how to get started in this business. That is what they've done. Sure, there's not one person on the internet. I say whoever you want in the comments. They don't have enough proof. They can't show up with more pictures of people getting their first deal with proven checks, with HUDs, with pictures from title companies, proof that they have produced more first deals than us. And it's just a numbers game. These I ain't going to, all I can say is these people have, they have 5,000, 6,000 total packages sold of like $10,000 courses, right? They've had 6,000. So the most they can statistically have is 6,000 successful people. But the failure rate's like 95% with them.
Yep.
And so really, maybe they have 500 successful students. But like, here's the thing. We have 250,000 active students right now. That's all I'm talking about, people that sign up and they kind of got out of the business, right? It's a lot. It's a lot more. And so I would say we have probably 3, 4, 5, maybe even 10x the last people you can even think of. And so the truth is, why listen to us? We're the #1 wholesaling real estate educators when it comes to teaching people how to get their first deal. So guess what? Guess what? If we've taught most people how to get their first deal, then we can help you out a lot. And also, we make a lot of money wholesaling houses. I mean, that's the truth. So let's kind of talk about the wholesaling real estate process. Why listen to us? Well, we know what we're talking about. And so really quick, let's kind of recap this starting out so we really know what wholesaling real estate is about. Number one, how do we start out in this business? We do our marketing. We find distressed properties. All right, simple as that. We look for ugly looking houses. We look for distressed property through our marketing. And we'll talk about more of that today. Now, from 7 to 14, what we're going to do is lock up the real estate deal. We're going to meet with the seller, sign an agreement to buy the house, take the pictures. That's it. Then 14 through 18, we're going to find that end buyer, that rich landlord house flipper, to buy that agreement for us for an assignment fee. We're going to walk them through the property day 18 to 24. And then day 24 to 30, we get our check. We get our money in the mail. It's crazy, guys. I'm telling you right now, in wholesaling real estate, that is exactly the process. And so I might be like, oh my gosh, Zach, you just ran through that. That was really quick. We're going to talk about a little more today, so don't worry about that. But again, why listen to us? We've helped the most people possible in this business to help you become a successful wholesaler. And so again, just to recap, so you understand who's talking to you right now, okay?
Yeah.
Us.
I mean, us.
So
what's our combined experience?
So if you look here, we make millions of dollars per year wholesaling real estate. I'm saying this in the humblest, nicest way possible. Okay. I just want to tell everyone what our record is if you don't know who we are. All right. You have been wholesaling for over 20 years. I've been wholesaling for over 7 years. We have thousands upon thousands upon thousands upon thousands upon thousands of closed wholesaling real estate deals combined. We have over 250,000 active students with the most first deals. And so if just for anyone questioning what we should be doing, this is the most important part. And so let's recap from the start. If we want to get some wholesaling deals done, this is how you do it, right? This is the process. You might want to screenshot this really quick. Let's go over this one more time because as a beginner, we just got to go over this and break it all down. And so really quick, let's go over the process really quick.
So the first and foremost thing you have to master in wholesaling is marketing. Honestly, this is non-negotiable. If you don't figure out marketing, the rest of it will not work. So think back to your algebra in high school. If you survived that, God knows we didn't survive calculus in college, but you have to understand basic math to do algebra. So marketing is the art of finding distressed sellers, finding properties that need to sell versus people who want to sell. People want to sell. They're going to go to MLS, go to your pretty realtors and put up with all that. People need to sell, go to wholesalers. Here's the thing is they just don't come to you and go, hey, Rick, I need to sell my house. You have to go out and find them. This is the #1 skill you have to master first in wholesaling. After that, you're simply going to lock up the deal. If you go over to freewholesaling.com, we teach you in depth. I can't do it all in this live stream, but we teach you with very little skill set, not only how to locate these motivated sellers, but how to put the best wholesaling deal together. Now, if you don't follow what me and Zach teach you, you're probably going to follow someone else and you are going to try to get a yes right off the bat. And then you're going to get an overpriced contract that you're not going to be able to sell. And you probably won't survive in wholesaling. I'm going to teach you how to have an uncomfortable conversation, do the hard part up front. If you'll sign up with me, we'll show you how to not only lock up with your deal, but easily find a cash buyer that goes, you know what? This is value. I appreciate it. I have no problem paying your assignment fee. And it's not painless, but it's not painful. And if you understand the difference of that, if you do the hard stuff up front, the easy stuff comes out after it. And that's the cash buyer. And that's what you have to understand. So once we do the cash buyer, we just simply how to train your cash buyer to walk you through your deal and make that work. And then once you have your cash buyer, they walk you through. We teach you how to simply walk them through and do an assignment, a contract. We have it all for you at freewholesaling.com. And after that, you go to close. You don't even go to closing. You get a check. You get your money wired to your account. And here's the really cool part. Once you figure out and navigate through that minefield, and I say a minefield because it is a journey you have to go through. If you paid somebody $100,000 or you come to me and Zach Free, you're still going to go on that journey of wholesaling. And once you figure it out once, it's the hardest time. Think about the first time you tried to walk or the first time you tried to ride a bike. You sucked at it. And this is going to be the same thing. The question is, are you dedicated and are you willing to put in the hard work? If you can get through a lot of no's, rejections, frustration, and you have determination and discipline, and you're going to be extremely consistent, these checks happen on a weekly basis, if not daily. It happens over and over. I started just like you. I quit so many times inside my head, and I'm here to tell you, the journey is the exact same as when I started 2003. Has a lot changed? Absolutely. This kid was a tiny little baby, and now here we are working with you. The technology's changed, but the fundamentals are still there.
Exactly. So that is the wholesaling real estate process. Now, let's talk about this. Wholesaling real estate will change everything for you. I promise you this, okay? Wholesaling can make you 25 grand this month. I don't think it's a big secret to go out here and say that. In the next month, in the next 30 days, you can find your deal in under 2 weeks. You can make $20,000, $25,000. That is a fundamental truth in wholesaling real estate. Whoever says you can't do that in under a month is lying to you. You can. It is possible. Now, is it a 100% guarantee? No. I'll tell you this. Now, I got my first deal, $25,000 in under 30 days, but I would say maybe I'm possibly an anomaly, but I did work my butt off to get there, right? A lot of people get their first deal very quickly. Some people, it takes them a little longer. I can't guarantee a result here, but I will tell you, if you put the work into it, there is a very good chance you can do it. But there's certain strategies you have to do to get to that point that we're going to talk about today on this. But really understanding the fastest way to get your deal is just following what we have to say here, okay? Now, you can get this deal in 2 weeks. Make 25 grand a month. You find this deal in under 2 weeks. Wholesaling real estate is a get rich fast, hard work scheme. Now, a lot of people say a get rich quick scheme. It's not a get rich quick scheme because there's a dot after the get rich quick. And I put get rich fast instead. So wholesaling, you can get a lot of money really quickly, but you are going to have to work hard. Get rich quick scheme shows that you can get rich very quickly without hard work. Wholesaling real estate is the opposite, if that makes sense. It is a get rich quick hard work scheme. Okay? That's it. It's as simple as that. You've seen it countless times. People get rich very quickly, but they got to work hard for it. You get lucky some deals, but for the majority of wholesalers, you are going to have to work your absolute butt off here. Now, on top of that too, just so you know in your own market, if you're watching this, right, there are hundreds of rich landlords ready to pay you, besides a realtor, right? They might skip the realtor, they go with you. So they'll spend $15,000, $20,000 to pay their buyer's agent, but they'll pay you instead of the assignment fee to get the deal, right? For their next rental property. There's so many of these millionaire rich landlords that are willing to do that. You are going to have to find them, which is not that difficult. We're going to show you exactly how to do it today. And all you got to do is find the deal, find the rich landlord or house flipper, and you can make the money. That is the point here. There's so much money to be made. It's shocking to me. And me starting out, I'll tell you this when I was 17, I didn't realize how many just rich landlords out there are. I mean, in my little market. But like if I go to West Palm Beach or Miami, it's insane. And if you look at the cash sales, there are thousands of people buying properties cash in your market for rentals every single month if you're in a decently populated area. I mean, did it shock you starting out about that?
Yeah, I mean, listen, real estate's been around a long time, and it is a proven investment strategy because it's one of the few asset classes that goes up no matter what. It just goes up over time. We teach you not to time it. We teach you how to buy at a discount today. But I'm not going to say thousands of years, at least 200 plus, that if you bought a piece of real estate and came back to it in 10 years, other than the small anomaly we had from 2008 to 2015, 17, because it took a little time to get back, you are going to come back with a larger asset, meaning the value of it. And take a car or a boat you buy, although sometimes you get more pleasure from that, it's going to depreciate no matter what you do. It's almost guaranteed. The only exception is you buy these cars. If you keep it 50 years and you store it in a garage and you keep it perfect, you might get a return on after fact. But I'm here to argue, by
Yeah.
the time you store it and do all that stuff, are you really getting a return? Real estate is the number one proven wealth vehicle. Adding wholesaling to real estate, it's like putting rocket fuel in real estate investing. And that's what we're here to discuss today. I've yet to find a better vehicle that can do it. It's also an asset-based vehicle, which you can go out and get loans on, you can refinance, you can play around with it. And add the final part, the tax saving strategy is absolutely amazing. So
we're not here to convince you to buy real estate, but there's the reason why everyone buys it. And when you have a lot of money, you're going to own real estate. And so that's the point. Even any rich stock guys, they own some rental property, and you're going to be able to I'm going to show you exactly how to find these type of people. It's actually a lot easier than you think. And so let's break this all down and let's show you. So wholesaling real estate, every guru, shmuru, buru, luru, duru, whatever you want to call them, huru, nuru, buru. I don't know. I can do the Lulu names all day. They try to complicate wholesaling. They try to tell you wholesaling real estate is this extremely complicated process. You need some field expert to go hold your hand and do everything for you. And you have to spend 15 grand to go and do this. When I first started on wholesaling real estate, it was mostly like this. It was a necessity for you. For me, there's some YouTube, not much, really nothing really for cold calling, things like that. And really starting out, you'd have to spend 15 grand just to learn this business. And the truth is that they made wholesaling complicated. They made it crazy. They tried to stop the information from going out, and they hoarded all the information. Now it's all for free. And for the more people that do wholesaling deals, you figure out it's not this crazy, complicated pyrotechnic engineering type thing, right? It's not aerospace engineer. It's simple. And really, wholesaling real estate is three things. That's it. That's all the three things we focus on. That's why most people who watch us have success, because they don't complicate it, right? Number one, we find people who want to sell their property for cash. That's what we call marketing. It's not as complicated as you imagine, I swear. Number two, we negotiate and we write up the contract for a certain price. Acquisitions. I mean, simple, right? We literally write a piece of paper. And you might be like, wait, how do I find the piece of paper? What do I say to a seller? All these, it's okay. Okay. We have a free course. It's called freewholesaling.com. I'm not going to go be stressing you out or anything with it, but I will let everyone know you might be having these stressful questions. Right here at freewholesaling.com is our free wholesaling course. And we'll talk about it a little later. You're like, oh, this is $5,000 course. It's not even $1. It's $0. It's free. You go on there, you learn wholesaling real estate for free. And the point of the course is you can download my contracts in there. You can download all my scripts, my assignment of contract. It's all in there to download and use. Okay. Everything's in there. And so before I get 5,000 questions of like, Zach, can you sit down really quick and just go over your contract? So we have about an hour and a half of Rick sitting down in the most painstakingly possible way and just showing line by line what everything means in the contract. Simple. So anyone can know what it means and how to fill it out, right? He literally fills it out in front of you with a pen. Okay. And so we have all the stuff at freewholesaling.com. He's like, Zach, how do I talk to sellers? How do you think I want to teach you how to talk to sellers? I record me talking to sellers and then I show you it. And then I show you, it's the best way to learn. I'm a very visual learner. I'm a big visual learner. And so like, it's all in freewholesaling.com. And so just for everyone asking questions, you got to go there to learn exactly like just the other things on there. But really, let's keep going in here talking about this. Like I said before, there's no like sales thing at the end of this where I'm trying to pitch you. I'm just trying to teach you. Get used to it with me. Everyone else is going to be like that. But really, the second step is negotiating and writing up the contract. And again, I do want to say this again for the beginners. Okay, this is for the beginners. If you watch my stuff, I'm going to repeat myself probably. But my number one question with contracts and negotiating is like, what if I locked it up for too high? Do I get sued? Am I have to buy the house myself? I only have $5 in my bank account. Don't worry. In real estate, there's this thing called the inspection period. All right. The inspection period is used by every single contract with realtors. All right. Those people that seem all fancy and better, they think they're better than you. The realtors, they all have inspection periods. To this day, I have realtors and their clients sign contracts to buy my real estate when I flip houses. And they have a 10-day inspection period. And on the 9th day, I don't like the house. I'm getting out of the contract. So realtors use it all day.
I'd say they use it more as a negotiating ploy,
but they do it.
but it's the norm, is what we're saying. It
And
is
so,
the norm of the real estate
it-
business. So when
yeah.
you ask for it, you're not asking for anything outside the norm.
And so this inspection period, you probably don't know because you probably don't buy 50 houses, and that's okay. But you should know it's part of the contract. Where within whatever days you negotiate, right? I like 45 days. You like 30 days. You can write it in the agreement that within 30 days is my inspection period. From now, for 30 days from now, for whatever reason, I can get out of this contract, no liability, no issues at all. So if you can stay within this, and then day 29 say, I can't find a buyer, I'm out.
And
And
that 7 to 10 or sometimes 14 days that's customary for realtors to write that in there. So when we teach you to go direct to seller, you don't have a realtor leaning in their ears saying, don't do more than 7 days. They will accept. Remember, we're there to help them out. We want a successful transaction, but sometimes we contract houses got a lot of issues. It's normal to have a longer inspection period. So listen, start believing in yourself. We teach you how to do a lot of deals without realtors. You're going to run across some, but for the most part, it's the realtors that try to govern the terms of that, not so much the seller, just so you know.
No, yeah. And so just FYI for everyone on here, like, I know we got a lot of people, lots of questions probably being screamed, right? So just trying to break this down for every beginner. I remember being a beginner, okay? And so the last part is selling your contract once you write it up to a rich landlord or house to prefer a finder's fee. This is called dispositions, right? So it's marketing, acquisitions, and dispositions. So marketing is finding the person, acquisitions is acquiring the contract, and dispositions is getting rid of the contract by selling it. That's this business. This is all this business is. There's no advanced crazy style. It is marketing, acquisitions, and dispositions.
Three simple strategies.
And let me give you an honest truth, and you figure this out more than anyone too. The simpler you make this business, the more money you make. Okay? The simpler you make it, the more money you make. And so simple as that. And we make millions of dollars because we simplify this. Easy, right? So I just want everyone who has anxiety, who overthinks things, don't be doing this.
Okay? You know, you complicate it. You go to a seminar and you get sucked into a boot camp. It's way too much information. It's way overcomplicated, and it's not a theory based. This is something you execute. And the idea is you just got to study it real quick, and then you got to take action. Complete opposite how you did school.
Exactly. So let's talk about the first thing, marketing, finding the deal, finding the seller. This is, again, how we find sellers who want to sell their house for a discount due to a motivating circumstance. Again, sounds crazy. I swear to you, I did not believe this starting out. This isn't a lie. Okay, I swear. I did not believe somebody would sell their $200,000 house for $180,000, and I could sell it to somebody for $190,000 and make a $10,000 finder's fee. I'm like, there's no way someone would sell their house for that much of a discount. You know why? Because I would never do that. And here's something you got to understand here. All right. I know this sounds crazy, but maybe you are not every single person. And it took me it's embarrassing to admit, but like it's, you know how it's very hard for you to understand someone's circumstance unless you've been through it sometimes. Like a lot of people, like you'll figure that out. And so if I like see someone who's like a nurse, right, and they work 3 or 4 12-hour shifts in the ER, and they said, I have a long day. I can understand it, but I can't really truly understand unless I actually did it, right?
I agree.
And so I've never been in a circumstance where I wanted to get rid of a property quick for cash. Now, as somebody that's been through the trials and tribulations of flipping multi-million-dollar dollars of real estate at a time and putting $200,000 into a house, and it's being on the market for this long, and it's like, and the headache, I get it. I get it now, right? As somebody that's had to sell multiple cars and just sick of it, I get it, right? And so you understand that when you have a piece of property and you understand that I can just get rid of it, I can just cash it in, I don't have to pour 25 grand and 6 months of renovations, you're good to go. And someone that's been renovating houses for seems like forever now, it's a lot of work. And I know my stuff. We both know our stuff well, and it's still a lot of work. And so understanding that, why do pawn shops for the past 400 years or 500 years have always been a thing? Why? Right? You get rid of something for cash. Pawn shops have been in the ancient times. They used to have styles of that, right? Why have used car dealerships? How are they still in business? Right? Like you wonder this. People sell their things for a discount. And so just understanding this, that there are people who have a circumstance where they just want to get rid of the house. They'll take a discount just for the cash. Think about you trading in a car. I'll say over half of everyone watching this, right, have probably traded in a car before. Because
I've done it.
I've done it too. Because you understand that maybe your car's worth $10,000. But it needs to be, you need to put in a new muffler or transmission and do all this and spend $2,000, make the wheels shiny, meet a guy behind a Starbucks at 4 p.m., let him drive your car, hopefully he doesn't rob you, and do all this crazy stuff and go through the VINs and the vehicle inspections and just for an extra $500, and possibly you can get it sold, right? But the car needs repairs now and you got to get a new car so you can start working, right? You realize, like, yeah, maybe that extra $1,000 is just worth trading it in, right?
Time work.
And I don't have to do this or that or sell it and just make my life easier, right? And the same thing happens in real estate, except for real estate, it's more stressful because the realtor calls you for every little offer, little showing. Hey, you have to leave the house right now. We have a showing. Make sure the house looks good. There's a showing. There's a leak.
I've been through it so many times that someone's coming over to show the house. And guys, think about if it's just like you and your significant other throwing kids, throwing a cat, now throwing a dog, throwing multiple dogs. Like, I don't know about you, but like when you have somebody over, like, okay, is the dog going to be nice to him? Do I got to put the dog away? Is the dog going to be friendly? Are they pet friendly? So if you have all those extenuating factors and you have a problem house, you can see why people would take this route.
Let's talk about the last thing. And the thing I think nobody talks about. Social status. What do we talk about social status here?
Lord.
It's all about the Joneses. It's all about what you look like. It's all about this, and that, right? And you've probably were in the situation where you grew up with a friend like this, where they had a house and their parents didn't have a lot of money and the house was trash. There's like 5 dogs at the house, trash, disgusting inside, no cleaning, and it smelled always in there. There's always a house like that, right? We just had one friend that had that, right? Nothing bad, it's not good. But they had that disgusting house, but they had the really nice car, and they made it seem like they were like everything was perfect, right?
Keeping up with the Joneses.
Right? But their house was disgusting. They never let everyone in, right? What do you think happens to those people? They don't have the money to clean up the house or whatever, or fix it, that now they go with the realtor and they have pictures inside the house and it's on Zillow.com. Now Sheila looks at Emily's house and now, oh no, right?
Yeah.
I know it doesn't seem like crazy, but that factor of social media and the access to look at anyone's house that's on the market, the pictures inside.
It's crazy now, isn't it?
It's crazy.
I guess I didn't really wrap my head around that.
No, but like you think about it, right?
Yeah.
Maybe I'm really into, Superman, and I'm embarrassed that everyone knows it, and I have a Superman room. And that you have to take a picture of that thing when I'm listed on the market, right? Maybe I'm a secret Miami Dolphins fan, and I'm scared people know that their team sucks so bad. I don't want anyone to know. But they take a picture of my room, they're going to see Dolphin stuff, right? But like, I know it sounds crazy, but that's another reason people just sell it for cash, right? I don't want anyone seeing my house, right? And it's just there's so many factors why people just want to get rid of it for cash. And when people trade in, right, you're not getting the most for it.
Mm-hmm.
And so they already know that, okay? And just so we understand this, guys, this is why a lot of people get rid of their property for cash. Now, is this every single person? No. I will tell you from my experience, 1% to 2% of all people who want. So if I have 100 people right now in my city that want to sell their house, I want to sell it. Only 1 to 2 of those people out of 100 would actually take a low ball cash offer. That's it, right? Like, have you ever given a low ball offer to someone? You probably got to do 100, and 1 to 2 say yes. That's it.
The difference is if you stack the odds in your favor by getting the right lists, those numbers are going to go up.
No, the numbers are technically the same because you got to remember this. That's 1 to 2% of a good list. It's 1% of 1% on a regular list. And think about this. Making 100 calls to find one good deal seems tiny, right?
Yeah.
That's 1%.
It's crazy.
Isn't that crazy? So it's like 1 to 2% doesn't seem like a lot, but think about it. If I could just call 100 people, which take me a couple hours, I can find one guy who's a really good wholesaling deal. We're good to go.
Yeah.
And so it's 1% of like the average person wants to sell the house, I guess. But you got to remember, not everyone wants to sell their house. So 1 to 2% of people that want to sell their house. When I call a list of code violations, they all don't want to sell.
You know, and the crazy part
That's
is
crazy,
a lot of
right?
people in wholesaling are like, my God, I got to call these people. This is crazy. You got to understand, like, you've got to get through that journey because number one, you're new to it. You don't know what you're doing. So in the beginning, numbers are in, you have to put numbers in your favor. Well, how? You got to do a ton of quantity because you're starting from zero. Most of you only get to 100 miles an hour, but you won't get to mile 1 or 2 by making those consistent phone calls. I'd rather somebody make 50 calls a day for 30 days. Was that like 1,500 calls? And the guy makes 200 or 300 calls and just quits. And you got to go through it because that journey is going to make your skill set of wholesaling. You're going to learn how to value properties. You're going to learn how to do the go for no offer, how to write contracts, and most importantly, how to talk to sellers. You can't skip on learning how to talk to sellers without talking to sellers. And this crazy things happen. It might be a month, might be 3 months, might be 2 weeks, it might be 6 months, but you get really good at it. But you suck in the beginning. It's just like riding a bike. The first time you walked, I know a lot of us don't remember that. The bike was all over the place, but the bike started to straighten out, and then you know exactly what to say. You know exactly where to look. You know how to market. Your confidence goes through the roof. But so many people want to skip the beginning of that journey. It's impossible. I'm telling you. Oh no, I'll pay cold callers. They'll just take advantage of you because you don't know how to manage them, guys. You got to stack the odds in your favor in the beginning because you don't have the skill set and the experience. How do you do it? By volume, volume, volume. That volume is like it is like this, what do you call it? It's like a training spear. It's like if you go into like a UFC fight camp, you are going to train for 3 months nonstop and you're just going to get pounded. Eventually, you're going to be able to strike your opponent. But just like if you start out wrestling or any other sport, you're not going to be very good when you started out. I don't know why people think they can skip this journey in wholesaling.
Exactly. So let's talk about marketing. What we do in marketing is we stack the odds in our favor. So for example, if I wanted to go sell a Dan Marino signed helmet, which is a football player for the Miami Dolphins, an older guy, okay? What am I going to do? Am I going to go to the beauty salon and just go to those people and say, you want to sign this football? You want to buy this football helmet? No, right? What I'm going to do, I'm going to go to where those fans are. Particularly, I'm going to probably go to a sports bar when they're showing football games, and those are going to be the football fans, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to go to like a soccer stadium and try to find people like that. You know what I mean? So same thing with a wholesaling deal. I have to go find lists that have people that want to sell property for cash. I'm not just going to go to any list possible, go to a Panera Bread and just start asking people, right? That's crazy. I'm going to look for these signs. And so where are the areas we find these ugly houses, right? So particularly there are 3 things I look for to see if it's a good wholesaling deal. Number 1, this is simple. This is the simplest one. You look for someone that has an ugly house. That is it. For my 7 years or 20 plus years, the number 1 indicator if it's a good wholesaling deal is if the house is ugly. That's number 1.
They're not all ugly, but a majority of them are.
Well, yeah. And so what I mean is the number 1 indicator I personally found has been ugly house. Number 2 indicator has been personal financial issues. That is maybe they're behind on their taxes. Maybe the house isn't insanely ugly, but they have a situation, probate, right? Something like that. And then number 3 is they've owned the house for a while. Those are, in my personal opinion, the 3 biggest factors if somebody wants to sell their house for a discount. Ugly house, number 1. Number 2, some situations going on in their life. Or number 3, they've just owned it for a while. They become tired. They're like, I'm sick of living here. I want to go somewhere else. Mm-hmm. I'm sick of owning this rental property. I want to go somewhere else. These are the 3 things. Now, what's the money if they overlap? So if I can find a list of people that have ugly houses, that have owned them for a while, and maybe they're behind on their tax payments,
mm-hmm.
That's money, right? That's like going to a Miami Dolphins sports bar. Then they're also, everyone there is rich. Then you can sell the helmet easy, right? That's the point.
There's 2 ways to look at it. In my opinion, there's 2 types of motivation. And I've been doing this a long time. Number 1, you have a motivated seller. That's a person, they're going to have financial issues, a change in life, a death in the family. life happens, guys. We've all experienced it, and they need to take action now to correct a problem. And they're using the house either to get to point A, point B. Maybe they need to take care of mom out of state, something like that, and they need the money from the house. And number two is the property's motivated. It looks terrible. And if you can put them both together, it's a slam dunk. It's actually very easy. The reality is you're probably going to find a motivated property, and sometimes the seller takes time and nurturing to become motivated. And so we teach you how to follow motivated properties until they make that decision. But when you put them both together, it's amazing. And you'll have it happen to you if you do this long enough. But like a lot of times the house is completely motivated. There's a hole in the roof. There's water coming through. It stinks terrible. And they're like, no, I need top dollar. I'm going to have 3 realtors coming through there. I'm patient. The market is brutal to these people. The market's brutal when you have perfect properties, much less like that. You just got to wait them out. On the other hand, when they need to make a financial move or they need to make a fast decision, that's a motivated seller. It's much easier to do that. But it's either going to be A or B or A and B. And either way, they're going to fall into that. Understanding most of them are going to be a motivated property, and you just got to spend time. And we teach you how to get the seller out of their own way. When you got a giant hole in the roof, the kids are crying because it stinks in there and it's terrible, the seller needs help. And the reality is it is a huge decision. And I don't know about you guys, but like whenever someone decides to sell a house, it is a big family decision, and it takes time to go through that process. And they say the 2 most stressful thing is paying your taxes and
divorce.
Well, selling moving is very stressful.
Oh, yeah.
So if you've lived in a house 20 years, the thought of moving everything you own it's a lot of work. So even if you move like every other year, it's a lot of work. Moving truck, people going through your stuff, and you never figure out those boxes, right?
No. So just FYI for everyone on here, those are the reasons why. And so this is marketing. Why are we spending a lot of time on this? Because this is the most important part of wholesaling real estate. I cannot stress this enough. This is the one thing we'll tell you. Wholesaling real estate wise, starting out, if there's one thing I can put in your head, okay? Marketing is number one. It is king in this business. This is it. I will tell you, the best marketers in wholesaling real estate always make the most money. It's not the best closer or the best closing guy or the best dispositions cash buyer guy. Is the best marketing person. Now, when you understand this, when you're watching this, you're going to get ads from people saying, the best part is being the best closer, man. It ain't that. Okay, I will let you know. It's not being the best closer. It's like saying being the best dribbler makes you the best basketball player. Dribbling is the most important part about being good at basketball. It's not dribbling, okay? There's a lot more important things than being the best dribbler of all time. I'll be honest with you, okay? Like that's the truth in this business. You cannot be the best dribbler of all time, right? There's other skill sets on top of this that you need. And so I get more. This has been a weird thing, right? I don't think when you're starting out, this was a thing of just like, I'm the best closer in the world. That means I'm the best. Yeah. That's weird because that's not what it is. It's all about marketing, guys.
So just so you know, like I see a lot of people in the comments, I don't have sales experience. I don't have this. I'm here to tell you, man, throw it out the window, man. Like sales experience is not really required in wholesaling. In fact, it's going to make you cheesy. It's going to make you unauthentic. And guys, listen, here's the reality is wholesaling is about walking people down, call it the yellow brick road. You just got to keep them on the path. We got to help sellers get out of their own way, and we truly want to help them out. So I've been in wholesaling a long time. I used to have a much bigger ego than I have now, and this business will humble you. Whenever you have to go out and say you're the best of the best of the best, it is your own title and determination. I don't know why you do it. Everything in life is collaborative to a point, but like, how do we know like who's the best? Who's the best? The person that goes out consistently, does it, puts their ego aside, and just helps. That's what me and Zach are all about. I can't govern everybody in this business, but like being like an incredible closer is an oxymoron in wholesaling. You don't close people. You market to them. You get really good at marketing, finding that needle in the haystack. And then once you get them, you help them. Some of them sign stuff instantly. But let me ask you, Zach, here's how I pitch in a closer. Like, Zach, so you're ready to move forward and take action and sell the house today, right? But Zach, you got to sell it. Think about what happens if you don't sell it. And like, where does your motivation go? Is it all in about your percentage of closing or helping people? And I'm telling you, I come from a sales background. I'm telling you what, this is not a pressurized tank to be able to
This
close
isn't
and
it.
sell people. It's not about that. It's about marketing and finding the right people. And honestly, the more honest you are with them and the more authentic you are, the better you'll do. The last piece that me and Zach teach you that most people don't really teach in this business is how to build rapport and have a conversation with people. Face it. If you need to go out and buy a particular car and your friend, say you want to buy a Honda and you're at and he or she works at the Honda dealership, you're instantly going to go there because you already trust them, you qualified them, and that's all we're teaching how to do. Being the self-proclaimed king of something is funny. So
just talking about, it's all about marketing. Now, there are closing. Closing is part of it. I know we can talk about that all day, but it's not the biggest part. I will tell you this, okay? We'll say this a lot. I have a lot of instances where I have sellers saying, I don't want to sell my house to you. And I end up the appointment getting it signed because I'm very good at the acquisitions part.
but it's not high pressure.
It's not sales. It's really the person. Let's talk about acquisitions when we get to it.
Okay, let's do it.
But like it's mostly people just understanding who I am and answering their questions. That's it. Simple as that. We're like grocery stores, okay? I'm not going to be on the bread aisle trying to convince you why my bread's the best bread.
We
all
put
right?
the little samples.
No,
I love those samples.
okay, like it's here's the price. Okay, has everyone ever gone to an Apple store and tried to negotiate the iPhone?
You can't.
No, you
I'd like
Apple's
to.
really good at. Steve Jobs really focused the best on marketing.
Manipulating prices.
No, it's marketing.
I know.
Go get an Android. It's a lot cheaper. Apple's not manipulating the prices. They have a price. You go to get a cheaper one. No, their marketing's better. Every teenage girl will clown the other teenage girls if they don't have the iPhone. That's marketing 101.
It's brilliant.
Simple as that. And so marketing is the reason. The Apple person's not going to tell you why Apple's the best, or they're not going to negotiate with you. They know it's the best, and they have the best marketing. Okay. So number one, marketing. This is how we find sellers. We look for distressed situations. We can get lists of people that might want to get rid of their property. It's going to be a list of divorce, people that have tall grass in their house that are nice, just haven't been cut. They're not taking care of it. We have a list of people that have vacant properties, right? I'm not getting in a tangent. I promise you this. But you will be shocked that almost 5% of properties, I think it's more, just sit vacant. No one's in there. No tenants are in there. No one. Owners aren't just sitting there. Just sitting there. And you can get a list of this. It's crazy to me. Vacant properties are great. All right. So what we do here is we get the list and then we text them. Then we email them. Then we send mail. We can do any of that stuff to reach out to these sellers. This is how we get wholesaling deals, okay? I don't care what your guru says. The majority of people get their first wholesaling deal by either calling the person, texting them, emailing, or sending a mail. Simple as that. So let's kind of get in the acquisitions part, okay? Acquisitions. This is how we acquire contracts to sign to buy the house so we can sell them for a profit. Now, I want to make this very clear. This is not sales. This is acquisitions. You're more of a qualifier or an interviewer. I'm not going to clown other people on the internet that talk about how wholesaling is all about sales, and it's not, okay? Again, it's more qualifying and interviewing. That is it. And so let's talk about another example. How do I get a wholesaling deal closed? I don't convince them to go with me. I basically answer their questions. I let them know what I do. If they like my offer, they can go with me. If they don't have to go with me. And my process is a lot different than the average wholesaler. And so I will tell you this, this is why I do a lot better. I don't sell people. I just basically explain my process. I let them know they can go with anyone they want. But I kind of put them in a corner where they usually need to go with me. And I can beat my competition with it. And it's not sales at all. You're basically having upfront agreements with people. And so one very, very, very effective way to do this is just before you meet with someone to go negotiate on the real estate to buy, what you need to do is ask, hey, Mr. Seller, can we just get an upfront agreement real quick before I go see the house? Are you ready to make a yes or no decision on selling it? When I go, I'm just curious. I just want to know. Remember, this is me interviewing them, qualifying them. Are you ready to make a yes or no decision on selling your property? Yes, I can make a yes or no decision. Perfect. And so when I go with them, and let's say we're getting to the deal. Hey, Mr. Seller, can you do this price? I have to think about it. Guess what you say? You say something like, well, remember when I asked you up front if you're ready to make a decision today? Maybe, or I'm thinking about it's not a decision. And I'm a man of my word. I know you're a man of your word. I mean, what's your decision? You said you would make it. And I came here, so I'm not wasting my time or your time. And boom, we get deal closed. And so it's not me selling or some crazy script like Wolf of Wall Street. I vision you selling the property and think about it now. Take the opportunity and sign the pay. That's stupid. Okay, that's what the average wholesaler does. I have to talk to my financing department. Oh, but all right. No, okay. This is not what this business is. You're qualifying.
So guys, this is correct. So a lot of people use in wholesaling is we have a sales process and a sales system. Here's the problem is a lot of people are really fake when they sell. Like, so think about a time when someone tried to sell you something that their own interest overrode yours. You could feel it like, why are you so desperate to sell me this car?
It's a car salesman.
So the reality is their boss. So here's how you look at a car dealership. If 100 people walk in there, your boss expects you to convert 100 people. We are the complete freaking opposite. Think about it. I have 100 prospects, 1 or 2 want to work with me. And so do you want to spend, so here's the, like, God bless you if you're in the car business. I'm not picking on you. Actually, I think you got guts, but you have to fight that fight with everybody walks in. And some people walk into a car dealership. They don't want to buy a car. They just want to get information from you. There's 2 things that really count when you meet with a seller. You're never going to hear this from anybody outside of me and Zach. Number 1, you have to have a belief in yourself that what you're doing, you are the number 1 person to solve that seller's problem. You got to figure it out. Guys, I worked for a car rental company. We sold that crappy insurance here at a time. I thought it was ridiculous. I thought it was somewhat of a scam. I'm out of it now. But the reason I was never the top salesman, because I really just didn't believe in what the company was done. And I let them know for 12 years. And I wound up finding wholesaling. Why? Because I believe every time I meet with a seller, I am their best opportunity to fix their problem. Hands down, my confidence goes through the roof, even without doing a deal, period. Number 2, I want to find out past the price, because all wholesalers, you guys focus so much on price. Find out what your seller wants to accomplish outside the price. Hey, I want to sell the house because I want to spend more time with my elderly parents. They were having some problems. I got dementia or something like that, and I want to achieve that. I focus on what they want to accomplish. I provide a solution for them to accomplish it. Then I'm going to hit them with my price. There's a cost for what I'm doing. But so many guys just hammer price, price, price. I'm just telling you, you actually have to solve people's problems. And number 2, you have to have a massive belief. You are the best person to solve that problem. If you can grab those 2 concepts, you will do amazing in this business. To really help people out, you got to be authentic and you got to be able to help to do those 2 things. If you're constantly selling and trying to rehearse what you're going to say, you're not going to be authentic, and they're going to like, why are you pushing me so hard? And this is why me and Zach do so well. This is what I taught him. This is what we teach you. I'm telling you, find out what the person wants to accomplish and find a way to get them there. And if you do it, they will exchange price, convenience, and speed for you to do that. But some of you just hit them with the price. They're never going to like our price, but they love what we do to help solve their problem.
Exactly. And so one example for this, how I know people are fake or not, and this is the difference. I remember once when the new, I like trucks, okay? Like I ain't gonna be the guy pulling up in a Lamborghini or Ferrari, even though I can buy one and I can afford it. I don't like Rolls Royces. I know a lot of people like buying them that are at my income level, but like I think it's stupid. I think it's a big, F you, because I could spend that money helping people. But like it's a little much. That's all I can say. And like I like trucks, I like boats. I can do good stuff with it, right? And I looked at the electric Ford, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they had like 3 tiers. They had like the $50,000 one, and then they had like the $120,000 one. And I kid you not, the car salesman I dealt with, I didn't buy the truck, obviously. He told me, he's like, yeah, it's probably in your best interest to get the $120,000 truck because it'll drive. It has the cruise control. And I'm like, he generally told me that it was worth the extra $60,000 because it had cruise control. I'm like, The guy was trying to explain to me how the cruise control was the reason I should spend an extra 60 grand on a car, on truck. I was like, what in the world? Like that, but that is something I've seen of someone knowing it's not the best in my situation.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy to me. It's nuts. And so you see it with car salesmen all the time. I know people say, "Oh, you got to solve the pain," and that's sale. It's not. That's not sales at all. Okay, it is not sales. I promise you that. You go to the Cartier store, trying to buy a $50,000 gold bracelet. They're not solving your problems by doing that, right? They're selling you. It's sales. Okay.
So yeah, that's wanting something. Wholesaling is about people that need to do something. There is a distinct difference how you deal with people that want something and need something. I want a high-end car. Like, why do people do it? It just makes them feel good. It's special. Do I need it? Absolutely not. I can get away with a two-door, I don't know what they call them,
Honda.
Chevy Express or whatever they are. That's all we need. But what do we want? And so remember, we're targeting people that actually need to sell their house. So why would you take a traditional car salesman approach for a need versus a want? Nobody needs to buy a high-end watch. Nobody needs a high-end boat or anything like that. Nobody needs a high-end piece of real estate, but people want it. And this is the distinct difference. We never talk about this in wholesaling, and I just don't know why. And if you want, you have to have a sales process for things people want. Need, you just got to qualify them. You got to help them out and solve their problems.
Exactly. So let's talk about acquisitions, right? Again, not a salesperson. We're qualifying, interviewing. So you might be like, Zach, what do I say? How do I get someone to, get a contract right? We got to cover what to say. Think of a actor. Okay.
Which one?
Think of being an actor. Okay. Like with your things. So like you have your script. All right. We got your script. All right. And I just kind of see the lines on the script. Right. And so like, we're not getting the full thing today of it, but like, you're like, what do I say when I talk to a motivated seller? Oh, what do I say? Oh, guys, don't be freaking out. We have our whole thing. Now, I'll tell everyone really quickly. We have our easiest script when someone says this. Once they say the line, yeah, I want to sell my house. That's when everyone flips out. What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? You ask the guru. Oh, it's part of my $15,000 program. Hop on a coaching call. Right. No. Okay. So simple. It's called MCTP. Okay. MCTP. We asked them their motivation, why they want to sell the property, C, their condition of the house, tell me more about the property, T, time frame, when they want to sell, and P, what price they want to get rid of it for. That is the simplest script. Now at freewholesaling.com, we do the scripts. You see me do it live. It's the best one to go there. But that's how we get properties written for us to sell. And then once we're able to get the contract, then we sell the deal. Frankly, this is the easiest part, okay? This is the process of us selling the contract for a profit, okay? It's the easiest one of the three, hands down.
No sales experience needed here.
No. And so we find the rich landlord or house flipper, then we sell the contract for a profit. Easy, simple as that. And so I know we say a lot of words, lingo, we say a lot of things. And when you watch my videos, you watch the comment section on live streams, you're going to be like, what's going on here? And I wish someone made this for me starting out, but I have a full lingo dictionary at freewholesaling.com. Okay. It's like if you ever talk to a 16-year-old now, they say no cap. They say for real. They say all these weird things. Okay. They say words like Riz. And you're like, what does all this weird stuff mean? I wish I had a dictionary I can give to my grandparents so they understand it. Cause they talk to their 12-year-old grandson and they're like, what's going on here? Right. And so, same thing in wholesaling, right? We have words like, let me not confuse you, but like ARV, comps, all right? Reverse drawing for dollars. They got all these weird fancy schmancy terms, right? So it's all confusing. I get it. We created a full lingo. What's cap rate and all that. I know you're a beginner. It's stressful. It's annoying. You don't even understand this, right? We have a dictionary, all right? It's at freewholesaling.com. It's in the beginner section. Go through the whole dictionary. It will explain it because you're going to watch me talk about a little more advanced stuff in the course and in some of these videos, or heck, you're trying to have a conversation with a fellow wholesaler. They're going to start saying these weird terms. I don't want to, I had one guy, he sent me over his marketing I was like, how did he get all these? He got like 70 leads. I'm like, show me the breakdown. He said he had 18 WSO leads. I'm like, people are making up their own lingo. It turns out that's water shutoff. But I'm like, what? And so there's still lingo that I don't know about. But really, it's all there at freewholesaling.com. Just so we understand this, so we understand it's right there. Now, let's get into the real part everyone's talking about. Okay, Zach, you got me excited. I want to make my 25 grand. But how do I get my first deal? Let's go through an entire blueprint strategy guide right now for you to have wholesaling success. All right, that's it. Let's break it all down. But first, let's talk about a program that we're going to sell you. Just kidding. It's free. This is the program.
Before we get into it, I've been wholesaling for 21 years. And this is kind of my pet peeve with the entire business. By the way, anybody who helps out wholesaling, I'm fine with. How they do it is our discrepancy. The reality is the stuff me and Zach are showing you is it's the basic fundamentals. You got to learn it. I've been doing this 21 years. You'd think I'd be bored to death to do that. I actually like this stuff. And the only way I can teach you and have Zach do it is we have to understand we just put our ego aside. Why? Because at a time I was a wholesaler, I tried to talk over everybody. I tried to use very advanced terms. It just made me feel good in my ego. But the reality is we're here to help you out. And the only way I can help you is go, okay, my ego's on the side. Let me show you. I could be doing a lot of other things, but like for you to be effective as a wholesaler, you've got to understand the fundamentals, how to go out and get your first deal. And so many people in the business, you either got to pay a massive fee or they want to talk so far above you. Why? Oh, I've been doing this 10 years. I'm not going to go back down to that level. You have to. I'm going to stay in this level until you get it beat in your head. It is about the fundamentals. If you put in the hard work, it works well.
But then we talk about people, we help a lot of people go from 10K a month to 100K a month and make millions of dollars a year. We'll talk about that too. But I'm just saying we can help beginners out. But let's get into this. How do you get your first deal? That's the number one question we're going to get asked. Let's break this down. Number one, I'll tell everyone here, okay? Go drive for dollars and put a sticky note on the property. Think about that, okay? That's first step for everyone. Drive for dollars, put a sticky note on the house. So what is that? What is driving for dollars? What's all that strategy, right? You get in your car, you look for an ugly house. I know it sounds crazy, but if you get in your car right now, you drive around some neighborhoods, all right? Skirt around, you will find some ugly houses. And what I want you to do is put a sticky note on the house when you find an ugly house. Write something simple. Hey, this is Zach. I had a quick question about your property. Please give me a call back. You're trying to get some intrigue. Put a Google Voice number, which we teach at freewholesaling.com to do. And I think if you do, statistically, we found 300, 400, or 500 of those, which should probably take you a couple weeks to do. You will get a motivated seller who wants to sell the property. Simple as that. It's called driving for dollars and reverse driving for dollars. It is the fastest, most effective way people get their first wholesaling deal. Now, what are some other things you can do, right? You can go pull a list if you're virtually, right, wholesaling. Let's say you're out of the country. Guess what? You can go to your government and get lists of people that have maybe passed away, probates, people that have ugly houses, code violations, people behind on their taxes, tax delinquencies, tax liens, right? All these things. There are thousands of government-provided ugly houses that you can get online. Now, you're not going to hear that from anyone else on the internet, but your local government has a list of thousands of people behind on their taxes that have ugly-looking houses, that the person died, maybe they're evicting bad tenants. Thousands of these leads you can pull online. Now, me and Rick are still, to this day, the only one that actively will talk about this. It's some big secret behind $8,000 courses, but we teach it for you for free. All right? They're called government lists. We're the only ones that talk about it. So don't go to someone else and talk about it. They ain't going to know. But it's all at freewholesaling.com, and we break it all down right there. You can call these people up, see if they want to sell their house. Also, on top of that, there are free websites to get people's phone numbers. I don't think I talked about that on here, but like, think about this, okay? There's cyberbackgroundchecks.com. It's called cyberbackgroundchecks.com or truepeoplesearch.com. Get anyone's phone number, address on the internet. It's kind of scary, absolutely for free. And so that's how you find people's addresses and their phone numbers. Now, how do you sell that contract once you lock it up for a big payday? Pretty simple. You go to Zillow for the for rents and you find landlords in the area, right?
Yeah. I told you it's like simple. I find that most people make this business way too complicated, talk way over your head. They think they're above everybody. And this separation from I'm the master guru and you are the peasant. I hate that. That's one of the reasons I don't like stand on a freaking stage. It's like, why do they sit so far above you other than vision? The reality is you want to strive to be those people. There are some people that you want to strive to, but for the most part, a lot of people, you just got to walk the walk. You got to go through, make these phone calls. You got to go out and find sellers. And the more you do this, you basically self-fulfill on how to learn to do wholesale, and you use freewholesaling.com to have a guide for you. So since we've taken the money out of the equation for you, why would you sit on like a discovery call with someone knowing we have the best program? Like honestly, I don't think I know for a fact what other coach guru will give their information out publicly on the internet for free.
It's crazy.
That's risky.
It's crazy. So how do we sell the deal again? We go and call Zillow. We go to For Rents. These are where the landlords are. Think about it. If I own a rental property and I go find a tenant, I'm going to list on Zillow. Call these people up. Hey, my name is Zach. I'm actually not looking to rent out your property. I'm actually a wholesaler, and I have deals under contract all the time. Seeing if you're looking to buy any more rentals in the area. Boom. We talk about freewholesaling.com, how to do it. I promise you, not that complicated, but it works. All right. It works really well. Then these buyers, they want to buy your deals. Okay. They want to buy your deals, and they have the money. That's the point. Now, here's the question. How do I get the deal, though, in under 2 weeks? Speed, speed, speed. It's all about being fast and having action, right? And so take action with the scripts that we provide at freewholesaling.com. I would tell most people I would probably do 10 to 15 hours a week of marketing, of income-producing activities a week. What do I mean by that? You need to spend 10 to 15 hours a week calling sellers up, trying for dollars, or reverse trying for dollars. Like, that's it. That's all you're doing. 10 to 15 hours a week of doing this. That's what I'm asking you. If you want to get $20,000 in 2 weeks, I don't think that's much of an ask. Okay. I know a lot of people that do a lot more for a lot less. And so it's not that, I'm not asking too much. I don't think so. And then last but not least, this is really important. Just be part of the Flip with Rick community. Be part of what we are trying to do here. And I'm not saying community because everyone hears community. Oh, it's part of the $50,000 program. Guys, we have a free community. You go to the comment section of our live streams, go to the comment sections of our videos. We have a Facebook group. It's called Wholesaling Houses for Real. There's over 136,000 people. Be part of those people. Like, they're really cool guys and gals. And they're all doing wholesaling deals. There's 136,000 of them. Come on. It's an amazing community to be part of. And you can go do it absolutely for free. You don't need any money at all. The point is, guys, you're probably doing this. Maybe you're married, you got your spouse. You're alone in your house when it comes to wholesaling, right? We get to be with 136,000 other people that understand your struggle about wholesaling, getting deals. You find other people in your market doing well, and you can help each other out. But we have a massive, massive community in wholesaling real estate, and we want you to be part of it. It costs no money at all, so you guys can really build relationships with other people and get wholesaling deals done. I promise you, it makes it a lot easier once you talk to successful people to get a deal than just sitting alone trying to do it yourself. That's all I'm saying. So join our community. It's called Wholesaling Houses for Real. Go to freewholesaling.com and you should be all set for success. That's it. All right. It's simple as that. That's how you get deals. That's how you close them and get your first wholesaling deal quick. So what now? What do we do? What is the strategy? What is the action plan guide? Let's do it from the top. Number one, I want you to sign up at freewholesaling.com. That's my free wholesaling course. There's no sales. Just go there. It's free. Costs no money at all. Join our Facebook group. It's called Wholesaling Houses for Real. You can do one-on-one coaching calls with us for free. I know it sounds crazy. Ask anybody in the comments, okay? Do I do one-on-one coaching calls with people who join the Facebook group? Anyone who wants it? Yeah. Crazy, right? Twice a week. And then also, guys, we have 4 YouTube channels, actually, not 3 here, but we have 4 YouTube channels. We have number 1, our main channel. It's called Flip with Rick. Search on YouTube, you'll find it. We have my personal YouTube channel. It's called Zach Ginn. And we got this guy's, Rick Ginn's YouTube channel, where he talks about wholesaling real estate. It's called Rick Ginn. Now, why you should subscribe to all of them, first and foremost, on the Flip with Rick YouTube channel. We go live on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And then we release videos on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So 5 days, 5 videos basically every single week. And then on the Zackin channel, we have 3 unique videos we post every single week. On Sunday nights, I actually do a live stream that you can only watch the live stream if you're on that channel. It's pretty cool.
Yep.
And it's really cool. So go to Zach Ginn on YouTube, subscribe there. And then go to Rick Ginn on YouTube. He goes live.
Monday evening at 5 p.m. Eastern time. I'm a little bit earlier.
5 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah.
And he only live streams on that channel. You can't go on Flip with Rick and find it. Right? It's not like Tuesday, Thursdays where it goes on all the channels, right? And then we also have Wholesaling Houses for Real. It's a pretty cool channel. It's called Wholesaling Houses for Real. And usually what we do there is we clip out important parts of our videos that we do on Flip with Rick and all the other ones. So for example, like if I talk about something on, let's say the Flip with Rick channel, and I do a whole hour and a half live stream on, let's say, pre-foreclosures.
Mm-hmm.
What we do is we'll have our editors take that live stream, they cut it down to like 45 minutes, only the best information. So it's just, right, it's quick, it's edited, it takes them forever to edit it, and we post it. So it trims down at 90 minutes into 45 minutes, and we post that. So you kind of get redo the live stream, but it's 45. It's really quick. It's edited really nicely. So you get the best information right there. So it's pretty cool. Those are all of our channels. So again, Flip with Rick, Zach Ginn on YouTube, Rick Ginn on YouTube, and Wholesaling Houses for Real. Again, if you want a quick guide on exactly how to find it really quick, all you have to do is just go to Flip with Rick on YouTube. Let me show you guys really quick. All I got to do here is go to, let me share my screen. Here it is. So just go to Flip with Rick on YouTube. I'm flexing the premium on there. But basically you go to it should be channels. Where is it? Right here. Help support of other channels. And then they are right here. Got Zach Ginn, you got Rick Ginn, and you got Wholesaling Houses for Real. All there. Easy to go. So guys, make sure you go there. Make sure you go to freewholesaling.com. And we appreciate your love and support here. And thank you so much. So let's answer some questions, see what we can do here to help everyone out, become the best wholesaler possible. So we have 51,000 people on Zach Ginn. That's crazy. And then Rick Ginn, 16,300. And then almost 10,000 Wholesaling Houses for Real. So it's pretty insane. I ain't going to lie. It's a big number. Yeah. So I love seeing that stuff. So guys, so let's answer some questions so we can help you guys out, and we're excited. So this is our last live stream until our live event in Dallas, Texas on Wednesday and Thursday. So that's pretty exciting for everyone from Flip Plus. And also cool part about that is we're hopefully doing a live stream on Tuesday from Dallas. So I'm pretty pumped up about that. So we're gonna see how that goes. Maybe I'll buy my big cowboy hat and see how that goes. That'll be fun. But guys, we're really excited for that one. I think it's gonna be really cool. It's gonna be recorded for everyone, obviously, and we're gonna post it on the channel here, just because why not? And we're pumped up. So let's answer some questions you guys have here, and see how I can help people get rich wholesaling real estate. So let's talk about Trayson. Hey guys, thanks for helping me make a $61,000 assignment. If you go find a guru doing that, I'm telling you right now. So that's Trayson, amazing. What's up, man? Love to see that, dude. Make sure you go to Wholesaling House for Real, post that check. Take out all the personal info or anything like that, but like post that check, man. I love seeing that stuff. It makes our day. It makes us excited to keep going and providing free real estate wholesaling content. So love to see that. Let's see what else here. Let's go here. Boom, boom, boom. All right, let's go here. Let's see what other questions you got. So let's see. Got a lot of networking going on. I like to see that. A lot. Let's see here. Felix says, what are your thoughts on utilizing AI for lead generation? We love using AI. I mean, we use AI all the time for lead generation. Remember, we have the AI section at freewholesaling.com. So I definitely recommend you check that out. Jaw Studio says, any tips on contracts? Come on, man. Go to freewholesaling.com. We do the whole, unless you haven't seen the whole contract thing, you ain't going to see it. And then Watermelon says, should I have, that's funny. Zach with a K. Come on, man. Come on, it's at the H. Like how difficult is this?
Oh, he's mixing up Rick and Zach.
I like that. Okay. Should I had someone? Oh Lord, this is in English. Should I had someone act like they didn't own the house? Should I keep up with? Is this English?
I don't know. I don't know what.
Zach, should I'm going to try to see if I can understand what they're trying to say here. Should I act like I'm actually buying the house? Maybe I think that's the question. My guess is don't act like you're gonna own the house when you're gonna buy it. You explain that you and your partner are gonna buy it together. That's the best way to do it. Let's see. Is Indianapolis a good place to start? Indianapolis is a great place to start. It's a great market. Geraldo, posted my checks. Love to see it. Awesome.
Oh, yeah, do that.
This one? Okay. Talk about it.
Paul says, hey, Zach, I have a realtor with 60 property portfolio with properties with tenants in place. How do you have advice for me? Tell them to pick out their nastiest, vacant, most beat up property, have the most problems. Make them a go for no offer and see if they will play with you. If they do, great. Don't waste your time trying to research 60 individual properties. You're going to waste hours and hours, if not weeks. And the easiest way is pick the lowest hanging fruit, see if it'll work, and then you can pick away at the rest of the portfolio.
Exactly. So I just one property at a time. That's the honest truth here, guys. One deal at a time.
That's easy. I've been through that one.
61,000. I can't believe that. That's awesome.
You have to have them on for that.
Woo! Let's see here. Boom, boom, boom. All right. We got a lot of. All right. There you go. Brian, currently going through their program, currently in ARV section. Love to see that. Make sure you guys go to freewholesaling.com for that so you can see exactly what we're talking about here. Let's see here. Let's see. Isaiah says, Zach and Rick, my Google Voice number got banned. I was following the SMS rules of 5 hours. Or something else I knew I should do. Just get another number. Don't cry about it. Just get a new number. So I'll tell you, out of the thousands of people that follow my rule, that you have it. If you're the one exception, maybe you just got reported. I don't know what to tell you there. I would just get another Google Voice number and go from there. Simple as that. It's pretty hard if you don't follow that rule, but we'll see from there. We're going to ask Zach, how do you feel about creative financing? Creative financing is amazing. I love creative financing. We utilize creative financing on deals every single month. I'm not going to say I get a subject to every single day. Wholesaling deals, we get deals every day, but like subject twos are not like a daily occurrence, even if we do nationwide virtually, because we have to do areas that we like to buy. Creative financing is good once you start making over $100,000 a year in wholesaling. Then you can start utilizing that strategy. We're not a big creative financing fan if you don't have a lot of money or if you haven't made a lot of money. I always tell people, let's start breathing first, and then we can start growing.
And the most important rule is you don't want to use creative financing as a way to cheat past wholesaling. If you skip wholesaling and just go to creative financing, go get a full-time job because you're not going to get paid for a while. There are exceptions, but the reality is creative financing takes time. Just signing a contract doesn't mean you made money. If you don't have the right strategy, the right paperwork, and you don't know the laws in your state and the federal government, it can get you in a world of hot water. That's why we want you to get experience, talk to people. I love creative financing, and they're going to come up in your regular wholesaling deals. So we teach you how to identify them when they come up so you have options to take them down. Our strategy is not to go after 100% creative financing because honestly, you're going to have to dole out a bunch of cash and you're not going to know if you made money maybe till 3 to 5 years down the road. And most of you aren't in that position. If you employ it while you're using your wholesaling income and you can make some payments and stuff like that, and you're picking properties you think are going to work out well, then knock yourself off with it. But it is not a strategy to, I don't have to compete with wholesalers if I do it. I just don't think it works. And honestly, there's a lot of laws that are going to be coming down on the books because creative financing is running rampant. I got a feeling it's going to be cooling off in the next few years. But listen, creative finance has been around forever. It's always been around. And the key to creative finance is you're just working without a bank on 9 times out of 10 on
Well,
it.
so let's ask Felix. Felix says, don't agree. Creative financing is always good if you make money. Just know what you're doing. So Felix, how many subject twos do you currently have right now?
Yeah.
No, I legit want to ask. The reason why I'm asking is if you own a lot of subject twos, what do you do if 4 of those properties next month are on the due on sale clause? And now you have to cough up 800 grand. Is it always a good strategy for you? Just curious. What happens if you have a lease option and the tenant trashes your house and now you're on the hook? Do you have the money to do that?
There's a lot of subtleties in creative financing that you're not going to know till they come up. I already know what they are. And I'm telling you, like, you don't know what you're doing till you have a problem. And it comes up over and over. Insurance is a challenge on them.
You don't know the downfalls of creative financing until you've
I've been there.
So everyone talks a big game. You don't know no money. Just take over subject to properties.
It's more complicated than that. So honestly, if you guys don't involve some sort of legal advice on your contracts and creative financing, you're going to find out the hard way. Like when there's what happens when a liability issue pops up on the property, you still have it titled in that previous person's name. I don't know. I put it in a trust and I confirm. You don't know because you haven't sought legal help. You don't know what you're doing. And the reality is there is no cookie cut template to do creative financing across the country. I'm sorry. I know a lot of you have been sold on it. It has to be state specific. And by the way, I mean, do a subject to, if you don't read that mortgage head to toe, front page to end, you are going to regret it.
So throwing beginners in here, I feel like, tell me, how many subject twos and lease options do you own? Like I want to know why you made this comment.
Yeah.
We're not making fun of you. We're not saying anything bad. But unless you've done a lot and you've dealt with the bad side of it, you would never recommend a guy with $2,000 in a bank account to be having 4 subject to deals right now by himself. Now, wholesaling subject to, sure, go ahead. But you're talking about just doing creative finance deals. Don't be doing unless you're making 100 grand a year in wholesaling. It is a bad strategy to have.
It's just there's a lot of pitfalls in it. And the problem is you don't know till sometimes years down the road between the due on sale clause. Some mortgages you don't even have the right to take over. And the banks right now are in the process with Fannie Mae and Freddie Mae of adjusting all the paperwork where this, unfortunately, is probably going to become very hard to do in the future.
What happens in 15 years? A new president makes some crazy law with all FHA property, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They implement AI, and if the deed doesn't match ownership, then they like you do whatever you want here. I'm just saying.
A lot of these mortgages have requirements built into them between the insurance and the PMI. And since the mortgage is not in your name, you have to adhere to those rules. And a lot of people want to change them when they go, what happens if there's a fire? What if someone gets hurt really bad in the property? You don't know until that lawyer sues you and you find out, oh my God, I think I got a problem. And that's it. How you title the properties is huge on these. And a lot of people are like, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. I'm just telling you, the only way you learn is over experience. You work with a good legal team because you don't know what it's like to sit in a courtroom when something really bad happens to a house. Unfortunately, I've been there. I'm not saying you can't do it, but if you have no experience in real estate, you've never even done a deal, or you've only done 1 or 2 deals, you have a problem. Also, for those of you selling subject to deals, you know you're responsible all the way till the end. Once you sell it, you think you're relieved like a wholesale deal. It's the complete opposite. You are on the hook all the way till the end. You will be called. You will be deposed. Yeah. And I'm just telling you, like, I sat down with a lawyer after I got in trouble on him back in 06, 07 when the market really started to fall apart. And I'm telling you, I was shocked at some of the stuff. And that was over 20 years. Like, that was almost 20 years ago, guys.
So Felix, you didn't answer my question, how many you own. And so unless you own, even if you take a seller financing, okay, I take over a property for seller financing, there's lots of situations where if you have no money, you can really get hurt or sued or all these situations. And so as someone that's taken over seller financing deals, that has sold seller financing, that has taken over subject twos, lease options, wraps, whatever you want, I can go down the whole line. It's not a good strategy if you're not making enough money to be handling them.
It's not a beginner strategy.
Now, if you had a partner, we got plenty of people that are partnering with us with creative finance deals stuff. Yeah, because we got the funds to back it up. But Felix, I politely asked you, not saying this to be mean or something. We love your support, but don't be giving this bad, in my opinion, bad advice out to everyone watching this, because I feel like it could hurt somebody really badly. They take over a subject two, they get sued. Let's say they're in California and they have some crazy squatter in their subject two, and that like there's just you don't have any of this risk in wholesaling.
And it depends on how you title the property. And honestly, you should get legal advice on how to do it.
Exactly.
Period.
So guys, it's not going to create a financing play, but it's adforwholesaling.com too. We have a lot of creative financing stuff on there. So guys, make sure you go out here and subscribe to the YouTube channels. Make sure you like this video and subscribe. Go to freewholesaling.com and we'll see you next time. And actually, no, I got mine on Sunday, and we got to see your live stream on Monday. So actually, I'll be I won't be in Dallas next time you see me, because you're going to be on the Sunday one, and then hopefully Monday we'll figure it out. So
we'll figure it out.
Next Flip of the Rick one, we'll be in Dallas. So appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much.